This is Mark Wells, and this is the Brazil Report for my people. Although when most Americans hear the word Brazil, they think of beautiful women, beautiful beaches, sex, soccer, and sun, there is a harsh reality that affects the lives of Afro-Brazilian men between the ages of 18 and 24. Genocide. This seems to be a story that the mainstream international press has chosen to ignore. For while turmoil in the Gaza Strip is consistently covered in the West, the silent murders of Afro-Brazilian youth has yet to attract any major attention. In 2003, police in the cities of Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo killed 4 times more people than police in the entire United States. In that same year, police in one city, Rio de Janeiro, killed nearly 1,200 people. That's more than 100 more police murders than the entire United States police force in a 3-year period from 2002 to 2004. In 1992, police in Sao Paulo killed 61 times more people than New York City police killed in that same year. To put these in perspective, consider this. The combined total police murders in Rio and Sao Paulo in 1 year, 2003, was 2,063. That is 2/3 of the total numbers of U.S. casualties in nearly a 3-year period from March 2003 to December 2006 in the war in Iraq. When comparing these alarming statistics to that of other countries in the Western world, Brazil clearly has some serious human rights issues that need to be addressed. The United States is also a violent society, but when compared with statistics coming out of Brazil, there is simply no comparison. So, how does this violence specifically affect Brazil's black community? Well, by the year 1999, 85% of the victims of murders committed by the police or death squads in Brazil were Afro-Brazilian, although they represented about 45% of the Brazilian population. The risk of death for Afro-Brazilians is 87% higher than that of white Brazilians. The common profile for the victims of the assassinations is as follows: poor, male, age 15 to 24, and black. In the northeastern city of Salvador, Bahia, between the years 1998 and 2004, 6,308 people were assassinated. Of that total, 5,852 were Afro-Brazilian. While Afro-Brazilians make up 80% of Salvador's population, they represent 92% of those assassinated. When the subject of racism comes up amongst many Brazilians, there is usually a knee-jerk, very typical response that says, "We never had KKK hate groups, and thus, it is the United States that is the true racist country." While it may be true that vigilante groups may not have used the name Ku Klux Klan, Brazilian-style justice sales are every bit as lethal as the KKK, if not worse. Vigilantes take it upon themselves to attain the justice they feel has been denied, hence the term justice sale. Skinheads, neo-Nazis, death squads, and justice sales are all groups that are active in Brazil today. Many men that participate in death squads are off-duty policemen who wear masks or hoods to hide their identities. It is alarmingly common that extermination groups and police kill innocent victims under the guise of confusing them with thieves or drug dealers. Nearly 75% of the population in the northeastern state of Bahia is composed of Afro-Brazilians. In Bahia in 2004, blacks represented 699 of the 706 people killed who were between the ages of 15 and 29. Percentage-wise, this means that for every 100,000 people in the population, 50.1 Afro-Brazilians are killed in comparison to less than 2 whites, meaning blacks in that age group were 30 times more likely to be killed than whites. Considering these statistics, Afro-Brazilian activists are correct when they call Brazil a country that kills blacks. Reports also highlight the fact that the vast majority of Afro-Brazilians killed by police had no previous criminal record. In the past few years, in response to these senseless murders, Afro-Brazilian activists have initiated a series of protests designed to put the Afro-Brazilian population on notice that they must react or be killed. My question is, if the military police were ruthlessly riddling Rio de Janeiro's affluent middle-class white neighborhoods like Ipanema or Copacabana with bullets, how long would this senseless violence be allowed to continue before people became outraged? How long would it take before the international media nicknamed Brazil Latin America's Gaza Strip? Well, that's hard to say. But I'll bet that since the majority of young men being murdered on the streets of Brazil don't look like Macaulay Culkin, Harry Potter, or the Jonas Brothers, we'll be waiting a long time before this story makes it to CNN or ABC News. This is Mark Wells, and this has been a Brazil Report for My People.
Customer receipts, payroll, inventory, mailing label, tax reports. I've got computers, but my business still isn't organized. What can I do? You need the Office Assistant billing and bookkeeping software. Bring your business into the 21st century. Call Electronic Services 313-341-1821. That's 313-341-1821.
Little Rock